It's no secret that the federal government spends more money than it takes in. And to make up the difference, our government borrows money and pays interest on that debt. This year, for every $1 the government collects in revenue, which is mainly through taxes, tariffs, and fees, it will spend $1.39, which includes borrowing money and paying interest. Our government's been doing this for so many years that the total federal debt today is $35 trillion. That's right, you've heard it, not billion, $35 trillion. To put that in perspective, that's almost equal to all the goods and services produced in the United States for an entire year. That's known as gross domestic product, or GDP. The interest on that debt will soon exceed the entire defense budget. And neither candidate running for president has said much about how they're going to tackle this. In fact, so far, both candidates propose more, not less spending, and not many proposals to increase revenue. On its current path, there are not many options. The government can borrow more, or it can spend less, or it can raise taxes. Spending less and raise taxes are surefire ways not to get elected. So the focus will be on borrowing more money, which will increase the already huge national debt and the interest payments. For a retiree or a future retiree, the consequences of government spending are significant. Borrowing more and paying more interest will put pressure on cutting spending over time, which eventually could include Social Security and Medicare, which are two of the largest federal budget items. And as the interest gets so big as to bring into question the ability of the federal government to pay back that interest, let alone the principal, that will reduce the government's credit rating, which certain credit rating agencies have already done. That will increase the government's borrowing costs and be a drag on the economy. And lastly, the government can always print more money, and that will reduce the value of the dollar and likely lead back to the high inflation that we've recently had. This can's been kicked down the road for so long, there are no easy solutions left. There are several reasons that contributed to gold reaching historic highs over 30 times in the last year. So what can you do to protect your retirement? Well, if you have the means, I would not rely on your full Social Security payment being there for you. Instead, I would diversify my retirement to include assets and income apart from the Social Security program. And that means taking advantage of your employer's retirement options, like a 401k, and your personal investments in stocks, bonds, and cash. But if your retirement investments don't include some gold, consider that gold prices have reached these record highs. One way to add precious metals to your retirement portfolio is through a precious metal or gold IRA. I have one, and mine is from U.S. Money Reserve.